Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. So I have more information on the shooting death of Daunte Wright, the 20-year-old kid who was shot and killed by the police in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Oh, bummer. So, apparently, according to the police chief, it was an accidental shooting. I know they leapt to the conclusion that it was racially motivated, of course. And believe me, this wins the award for worst timing ever. With the George Floyd trial going on there, how hypersensitive people are whenever someone who's too low on the color chart gets shot and killed by someone who's too high on the color chart. It's very unfortunate. His parents, he came from a 2-parent home. Great. That's wonderful. The town, it's not a rich city, but it's not fucking like war-torn Baltimore. And it's just a sad situation. The officer, her name's Kim Potter. She was a 26-year vet. She was actually training an officer when this happened. So I know originally, yesterday I said his mom said, not the police, his mom said that he was pulled over for an air freshener hanging down from the rear view inside the vehicle. I mentioned I've been pulled over for the same thing. It's something hanging down, obstructing your field of vision. Some may say it's a petty reason, but it's a reason. Turns out he got pulled over for expired tags. And he had a warrant. It was a misdemeanor, but it was a warrant. So expired tags, that's their probable cause. So they pull over. He's on the phone with his mom, I guess. And they tell him get off the phone, and you can see on the body cam footage, first from the dash cam, there's 3 officers, 2 males and a female, 2 officers, the female who ended up shooting him on the driver's side, one on the right. There's a passenger in the vehicle, so I imagine the officer on the right. The passenger side was keeping an eye on her. They get him out of the vehicle, they have him up against the vehicle, they are about to cuff him, and he jumps back inside the vehicle. Why? We don't know. Did he have something in there he didn't want them to find upon searching? Because, of course, once they get him cuffed and stuffed, they're going to search the vehicle. What was it? Was it so bad that, damn, the police are about to cuff you and you jump inside your vehicle? What do you think is going to happen? Now, of course, the officer was wrong in shooting him, and it turned out to be a mistake. I'll get to that in a second. But you're ushering in your own demise when you do something like that. That was just fucking stupid. So he jumps inside the vehicle. The male officer is like trying to pull him out. She says, "I'm going to tase you." And she goes, "Taser, taser, taser," pulls her service pistol instead by mistake, puts it to his ribs, pulls the trigger. And right after she shoots, you hear her say, "Oh shit," or "Holy shit, I shot him." And the officer standing next to her goes, "Oh God." So, as crazy as it may sound, and that's a hell of an accident, when somebody's life is taken, and especially by such a seasoned, experienced officer, it's just a fucked up tragedy. It really is. And the people who are saying it's racially motivated, and especially the fuck, man, when you loot somewhere, when you loot a city, when you're smashing businesses, fucking up people's livelihood, stealing shit, TVs, food, yak, when you're doing stupid ass shit like that, the police should be allowed to line up in a line, aim their guns and say, "Fire!" That is some stupid shit. It has nothing to do with what took place. That is never an answer. And you hear people say, Martin Luther King said that rioting is the voice of the unheard. And like many other things, that's only part of it. He continues to say it gets nothing done and it's wrong, basically. He basically goes on to say, yeah, it may be the voice of the unheard, but that's not the right way to go about things. See, they leave out that key piece. Looting and rioting is never the answer. That's not how you get shit done. You ever see a child throw a tantrum? You can't communicate with them. They're in the middle of throwing a fit. That's not the time to negotiate. Okay? Get together, have some points, have some things that you want, how you want to get to them, and then approach the people properly at a designated time and place. You can bring your crowds and your signs and your chants. Do it peacefully and do it in order. Now, in most cases, that's how it started. The mom and some other people out there marching, they got their signs, Black Lives Matter. As stupid as that is, it was peaceful. But then you got the brick throwers and the window smashers and the looters that show up. Why? And like in this case, and like many others, the people who are hurting the most, the people who are directly affected by their death, are telling you not to do that. So the very reason, the reason you're out there, because this colored person was shot by a less colored person, the people who share blood with that dead person are begging you not to destroy the city. And what do? You destroy the city anyway. So that tells us that it's not about what happened. It's just an excuse to go out there and act like a pack of fucking savages. Because that's what's happening. You got these niggas out there jumping on top of police cars. How is that going to change things? You say the police department needs reform. So do you think the police are going to look at that footage and say, how can we better help these people? Or are they going to look at that footage and say, how can we get these bastards and arrest them? These are not the people you want out there representing your cause. But the mainstream mediocres allow them to hijack it every time. We shall overcome does not get clicks and views. Smashing windows, breaking shit, dancing on top of cop cars, now I'm listening. And it's really sad. Side note, people keep saying, here we go. Here's what I want to say. So you have people saying that this is racially motivated. I saw a meme the other day where it says, I don't know, whoever, this was an accidental shooting. Then it says black people, and then there's a picture of a black dude like this. Like, we don't believe that shit. You know you killed that boy because he's black. Okay. So this cop, another racist cop, guns down another unarmed black person. Again, these crafty little bastards keep getting away with this. So she shot this boy because he's black, according to them. Well, the mayor, his name is Mike Elliott. And Mike Elliott is a Liberian immigrant. Well, Jericho, where the hell is Liberia? I'll tell you. Liberia is on the west coast of Africa. Yes, Africa. You know, where they make dark-skinned people. So the mayor is heavily colored. And you mean to tell me he's going to have some racist underlings? You mean to tell me he's going to allow his police department to be running rampant with racists? And he's very colored? How does that happen? I don't understand that one. I think that one might be bullshit. But the first thing they do, they jump to race. If the races are right. We've all heard of the price is right, but is the race right? Because if the races aren't right, we can't fuck with it. Because what's his name? Tony Tippa, he died the same exact way that George Floyd did, as far as the officers laying on his back and stuff, on his neck. And the officers were even caught on tape making fun of him as he lay there dying. They were talking shit and teasing him and making fun of him. Mama, I don't want to go to school. Because he was laying there looking like he was sleeping. Because he was dying. What would have happened if the officers involved in George Floyd's case were caught making fun of his unconscious body? You already fucking know. You already know. But this happened. These officers were teasing this man as he died. There was only one problem. The races weren't right. Tony Tippa was white. If only he were black. If only. Then we'd all know his name and everything about him. Man, this shit is so stupid. This is their last gasp. This is desperation. The only thing they have is race. The only thing they have is tugging at our damn heartstrings. They don't have facts and logic. Tony Tippa died the same way. They didn't say shit. They even ridiculed his dying body. Nothing. Nothing. But a white cop sneezes on a black suspect. Number one, they're fired. That's off the top. You are fired. I don't care if you had the department handbook out and you were going step by step. Okay, I put my arm here, then I can do this. You know, like those charts, you used to have the karate charts where the dude's doing a high block and a low block. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the steps. Even if that officer was going through the handbook, okay, I can do this, I can apply, blah, 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 blah. Even if they were doing that, it wouldn't matter unless the colors were right. This is really sad. This was, by all accounts, all the information we have right now, this was just a very sad accidental shooting. And the parents, here's something I don't get. And I pray to God that I never have to find out. But I don't, so his parents were on Good Morning America or something like that. And they were saying how they cannot accept that this was merely an accident. And I imagine that must be hard for them to think that something so avoidable and so, like, how does that even happen? Took their child away from them. But I hope that they're not buying into this racist narrative. Into this narrative that they killed him because he was black. And something else I understand, again, I hope to God I never find out, but how are these parents already on TV? It's Tuesday. This happened Sunday. Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, evening, his mom is out front talking to the media. I just don't understand that. I imagine it to be utter and complete devastation. Inconsolable, blinds drawn, just sobbing, grief to levels you can't even imagine. I don't see how these people can go on TV or talk to the media. I just don't. And I'm not talking shit on them because you're allowed to grieve however you want, especially when something like that happens, because there is nothing worse on this planet than having your child die, especially taken by somebody else. Nothing worse. Not even close. So I don't begrudge them for that, but I just don't get it. I just imagine you would just be unable to eat, think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If somebody watching this has experienced that, please let me know in the comment section. Am I wrong? Is it I mean, is all this time to them just going to be a blur and they're not even going to remember? Like, is it like an out-of-body experience for them? But every time that blows my mind. Every time you see a parent out there so soon after their child's death addressing the media. I mean, do you not feel that way? Are you able to kind of put it on the back burner, so to speak, until you're in private? I don't know. You tell me. But let me get in here with my beautiful wife and kids. Oh, my son, he's in school. He's been in school. My daughter, she goes back to school today, in classroom school with some modifications. So I'll be with my wife and kid for a while until she goes to school. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone. Link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.